X-grip magazine adapter. So this thing is gonna fit right in here so that when I have a longer magazine in my Glock 27, it'll complete the grip and make it a longer pistol grip. So since I can't do an install, let's get this thing on there. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my living room and welcome back to another episode of Tactical Talks. So this week we're going to be talking about my Glock 27. I have a Gen 3 Glock 27 that I've had it about maybe 4 years now. I owned it, I bought it from a friend of mine. It kind of just sat there and I didn't do a lot with it, and I ended up selling it. I went like, I don't know, maybe 7-8 months without this gun and realized how much I really like this gun and how much I miss this gun. So I ended up talking to the guy that I sold it to, ended up buying it back from him, and I've had it back for a little over a year now, and that's when I started doing all the upgrades. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a huge Glock guy. I own other guns. I've owned other guns from Smith & Wessons, Rugers, Walthers. I mean, you name it, I'm a gun guy, so I've owned something. But I've always been drawn back to Glock. If you watch my other videos, you'll see that I love customizing Glocks, and this one is no different. I wanted to make this my own, do something with it. The thumbnail, I kind of hinted at the fact that, like, why did I buy a Glock 27 when I could have just bought a Glock 23, or, you know, converting my Glock 27 to a Glock 23. I wanted a small gun, and a buddy of mine ended up having this thing. He had two Glock 27s and sold me this one really cheap. So that's how I ended up with the Glock 27. I would have bought a Glock 23 if that was available. I like that gun as well. Obviously, I get a little bit more capacity as far as the magazine goes. But I'm going to show you guys why I'm glad I have the Glock 27 and how it can function as a Glock 23. So first off, this is my Glock 27. And this is the overview. We're going to go through parts and things that I've done to it and go through a little breakdown of it. Obviously not doing any kind of install, but this is it. Almost complete. I'm about 90% complete, 95% complete. But what I'm going to do first is we're going to clear this. As you can tell, there's no magazine inserted. There's no round there in the chamber, so we're good. I am going to be putting that magazine back in here in a little while. It does have rounds in it, but we're not going to chamber a round. But we don't have to do that right now. We'll get to that when we get to that. So with this Glock 27, like I said, I kept this thing stock for about the first 2 or 3 years that I had it. The only thing that I had done at the time was I color filled the imprints right here on the side of the slide. I was first kind of getting into like wanting to customize guns, and that was kind of like the easiest customization that you can do to your gun, something that kind of made it pop, made it stand out a little bit. I just got my wife's white nail polish, and that's all that is white nail polish put inside of there. So you guys can search videos if that's something that you guys want to do, but that was the first thing that I did to this gun. The next thing I did, I started getting a little bit braver and wanting to customize like internals and stuff like that. I got the original barrel and I soaked it in vinegar oil and ended up using Mother's polish, and I sat there and I polished the barrel and ended up giving it like a shiny kind of chrome effect to it. And I mean, I guess it looked all right. It wasn't horrible, but after I had done it, I was like, nah, like there was no real reasoning behind it other than the fact that I wanted to try something different. So this is the gun that I tried that on. After that, I ended up finding this barrel, and as you can tell, it's got a thread protector on there. This is a Lone Wolf barrel, and it's same thing through Lone Wolf. I ordered the thread protector. At the time, they had this barrel on sale. They should still carry them. I'm not 100% sure, but at the time they had this barrel for like $70. So I was like, well, the plus side to having this barrel was, one, I get a little bit longer barrel than the stock barrel, which would cut off right inside of this slide. So this little bit of difference probably isn't going to make a huge difference, maybe not too noticeable, but my thinking was, even with a little bit longer barrel, it might help with velocity, it might help with accuracy. So that was kind of number one. Number two was, at the time that I bought this barrel, I also bought a compensator. And if I remember, I'll put a picture of it in there. That compensator looked ridiculous. It was way too big, way too long. It kicked out like this far off the front of the gun, and I honestly never even went out and shot because I didn't like how it looked. I didn't like how it felt. I appendix carry, so when I carried the gun, it just was not comfortable. So I didn't go out there and shoot it because I was like, it's pointless. I'm not keeping this on there. I ended up taking off that compensator, selling it to a buddy of mine. So I run it just like this with a thread protector. The other thing that's a positive with this barrel is, as far as the fitment goes, once a round gets in there, the round sits in there a little bit tighter, and you can watch videos on YouTube of people upgrading their Glock barrels and stuff. You have an original Glock barrel, and the round kind of shakes a little bit. There's a little more play inside of it. With this barrel, that round sits in there. I don't have any wiggle room. I can also shoot any kind of ammo out of this barrel as opposed to shooting ammo out of the Glock barrel. So that was a tiny upgrade. Very simple to do. Like I said, that was kind of the next step for me in doing something to upgrade this gun. From there, I still wasn't wanting to put a lot of money into the gun. So I got the stainless steel parts kit. It's going to be hard to see. If you can see, there's a stainless steel pin here, stainless steel pins here, stainless steel slide lock, and then the stainless steel takedown. Not only are they stainless steel, but my slide lock lever right here is kicked out a little bit further, so it's easier to reach. Same thing with the takedown. They're angled, they're kicked out a little bit more. They have a lot more aggressive texture on them, so it's a lot easier when I want to take down this gun. And I just thought it looked kind of cool. Again, another small upgrade without changing too much on the gun. From there, I did what I always do to my Glocks. I put the Talon grip 3M, this is the rubberized version, onto this gun. I've always loved those grips. I mean, they're just amazing, very cheap. I'm not going to get too much as far as pricing goes because of course that does change with time. But at the time that I bought that grip, and usually most of my other grips, I usually end up paying somewhere between $15 and $20. The next thing I did, let's see if you guys see how big that is. That black part right there. So that's the mag release. And it looks huge right there on the side, and it is fairly big. But this is the Zev Technologies Gen 3 mag release. So that thing, I thought it was going to get hung up on holsters and different stuff like that. Like I said, I appendix carry, so my fear was that I was going to have this gun on me. I was going to sit down, accidentally depress that button, magazine was going to kick out or not be seated correctly. I have not had that issue. So I'm very happy with that. I really like the Gen 3 more than I like the Gen 4. I run the Gen 4 on my Glock 17, and that one does make a big difference, but this one just makes a bigger difference. And I can take this little button off, and they have different colors, different things like that, different styles that you can change out on that. So I ended up doing that. Another thing that I do on most of my Glocks is this little Glock plug down here. Sometimes you'll get dust and dirt and different stuff like that getting in there. Very simple, very easy. This one just has a little American flag on it, but that's something that I put on all my guns as well. Now, to bring us back to within this last 2 or 3 weeks, I went out and I talked to a buddy of mine who actually has a Glock 19, and he runs this trigger. For those of you who have not seen this trigger, this one is black and blue. I just thought it was cool since I'm a police officer, like the thin blue line down the middle. But for those of you who don't know what this trigger is, it's the L2D Combat Trigger. If you guys have not heard of them, go and check them out. They're fairly inexpensive, quality product. I have not taken this out to the range. I've just been dry firing. I have my laser cartridge. I actually got one in for $40, so I can now dry fire in the house. It helps me get used to this trigger, adjusted to this trigger, and I love, love, love this trigger. Nice and crisp. Nice quick reset. And I mean, just very little to no play in it at all. The thing about this trigger is it's a full trigger assembly, and it also comes with the trigger connector in it. So my buddies down at Texas Gun hooked this up. They got that all put together for me, and we got that trigger installed on the gun. This was the only gun that was capable of running a light that didn't have a light on it. I've looked for this light for a really long time, and I knew that I could buy it online if I wanted to. I just never did. I was like, whatever, if I see one in person, maybe I'll buy one. So the day that I went to go pick up this trigger, I started looking around, and they had the light, and they haven't had this light in months. They're so busy with different orders and getting this and getting that. Every time I saw the TLR6 light, it was for a Glock 43. My 43 already has one of these lights on it. So I was very confident in the light. I've definitely liked it. It works well. It's got the light. It's got the laser, or I can do a combination of both. I only run the light, but like I said, I definitely liked it and I wanted it for this gun. They happened to have it that day. So I went ahead and spent a little bit of money and I picked up both of them. Now, I have a little bit longer barrel, which helps out, but I don't have the magazine capacity. And my hand isn't huge, but when I go to grip this gun, my pinky falls off of where the pistol grip is. So what I do is I run a Glock 23 magazine. In the intro, you guys saw that X grip magazine adapter, and all it is just a little adapter that slides down the magazine. And what that does is when I put the mag in, it adds this little piece right in here so that when I grab, my pinky is now in that grip. It's easier for me to get a hold of this. It's easier for me to lock in. And it just feels amazing. This X grip is rubberized. I have the rubber style grip on there for the Talon grip. So, I mean, this thing is not going to go anywhere. It feels amazing. So this is kind of just a first look of my 95% complete Glock. Now, the reason I say 95% complete is because without flagging myself, you guys can see I'm still running Glock sights on it. Now, this has always been a backup gun of mine. This is something I carry in my patrol car when I'm working, something that I have carried on me every now and then, but it's always just been a backup. I've always had a nicer, better gun as far as the upgrades go, and then if that gun fails, well, then I can go to this one. But this gun is proving to just get better and better with everything I've added to it. I mean, it was already a great gun, but it's just gotten better with everything I've added. The bigger mag capacity, if I want it. Now, if I want to conceal carry and I want an appendix carry, I can pop this out, put in a smaller magazine, appendix carry, and you probably won't even know that I have this gun. If I want to go to that bigger magazine, if I want to carry this outside of my waistband, or if I want to carry this in my patrol car, I can reach over, grab this, and I have, you know, a bigger magazine capacity. I have the light for nighttime. You know, I have the nicer trigger. I have all these other things that just help me, and all together it just makes an amazing, amazing gun. So now I have to decide what I want to do with the sights. I've been wanting to do an RMR on a pistol. I don't have another Glock that is not complete. This is the only one that is lacking, and it's lacking a sight. So I'm debating on putting a plate on here and running an RMR. Tell me what you guys think. Is that a good idea? Is it not a good idea? For those of you gun guys out there, do people do that? Do they run RMRs on Glock 27s? I don't know. I haven't really seen it. I've seen it on a 26. I've seen them on 19s, 17s. Not necessarily too much on 22s or, you know, 40 caliber Glocks. But I'm really thinking about going that way. I think that would be an awesome upgrade. I've never owned an RMR. I do have my Vortex Viper, my red dot on my Glock 17, and I love the red dot, so I think it'd be a good idea. Or should I just stick with fiber optic sights? I don't know. You guys let me know. But this is the first look of my Glock 27. Let me know what you guys think of this Glock. Like I said, 95% done. If there's something that you like about it, you have any questions, hit me up. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. I'll answer your questions. If you don't like it, leave a comment. Go ahead. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. If there's something you think I should change, something that's better out there that I should try, let me know. But definitely leave a comment down below. Should I go with a red dot? Should I put an RMR on this? Or should I just stick with fiber optic sights? So those are my two options at this point. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of this video and the first look of my custom Glock 27. Other than that, that's all we got for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.